All right, so we watched The Magic Washing Machine, and I think for me one of the main points that I got out of it was just the amount of people in the world that do not have electricity or the convenience of washing machines and the time that's taken up by doing wash by hand.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting how how it takes up so much of their time washing my hand. And the same environmentalists that are pushing for like greener energy are also pushing for probably education in the world, but they don't want people to have the time to educate themselves.
And I thought it was kind of interesting how they were talking about that the people in the developing world couldn't have washing machines, but we had washing machines, and that we do have this green movement going on, but yet we use so much electricity, and that they can't have washing machines because it would cause more increase in the use of electricity. And so I thought that that was kind of odd, saying that we can have these things, but they can't. So we're being kind of selfish, because on top of washing machines, we use a ton of this other stuff that we kind of get lazy, I think.
Yeah.
Go for it. Did you have something?
Well, I was just going to say, like, with that, like, I can't remember what you said. But,
we're lazy in the first world.
The environmentalists, they're saying that they're taking up over half of, like, the energy that's used in the world, and that half is being used by only 7%, 1/7 of the population. And I thought that was interesting.
And going along with that, it was intriguing just how he was saying the responsibility that the developed world has, that if things aren't changed by the year 2050, that instead of, I don't understand the unit of measurement he was using, but that currently in 2010, 12 units of energy were being used by the world, and that if it wasn't changed, that over 22 units would be used. And so the importance of using more green energy to get to a point where we could hopefully use less than 12.
I think that we really need to find a way to be more efficient with our time, but at the same time not get to the point where we're really lazy and using too many resources, and like kind of how we are in the what do we call it? We call it the first world? Yeah, because we have first world problems. So like we do in the first world, like we have things like washing machines, which make our life a lot easier and give us a lot more time to like go to school and do stuff like that. Like they were saying that they can't do in the first world. But there's also things that we don't need that are really wasteful. Like we don't need to drive as much as we do, or all that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Well, that's another thing is, like, if we can give these people time, like, who's more useful than the very people that are having to find the wood to wash their clothes? Like, if we can provide them the time to utilize their minds, like, who better than to help us improve our world and improve the environment than the people who've had to live off the environment their entire life?
I agree. So, yeah, this is a pretty good movie. Thought-invoking.
We've solved world problems.
Hooray.
The end.